All right, guys, so we are going to change the main shutoff valve to the house today. Now, this thing is about 20 or 30 years old, and when I try to shut off the water, it does not shut off all the way. So there's still some water coming out. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go shut off the main valve from the outside to the house. So we cut off the water coming in into the house, and then we're going to cut into this pipe. Preferably, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this water off as much as I can, and then I am going to cut it from down here, somewhere around down here, or somewhere around down here, so I could put a coupler here, and then I'm going to put a ball joint, because these are a lot better, they last longer than these twist ones, because these have rubbers in them and they wear out, and this is the problem. So I want to save this part so this can actually sit here, and then I'm going to cut a piece of copper to basically do a coupling here and then insert it in. So let's go shut off the water first and then come back and start cutting, and we want a bucket so we could catch the water. All right, so let's do that. All right, guys, so this is the main water. I'm just gonna use the pliers to open this. This requires like a special tool, but it can be opened with a pair of pliers. All right, it's a little tricky because it has this little it's a weird screw on here, and this is the whole setup. And as you can see, that's the valve right there, and you need a special tool, but I don't have a special tool, so I made my own. So hopefully this will work. And you're gonna, let me see if I could focus on that thing, and you turn it to the right and it closes. So the tool I made was little rebar, like a little V at the end with a handle. So now the water is shut off. Now we're gonna go downstairs again and get back to work. All right, so we have the main shut off to the house. Now we're gonna cut under here. I'm gonna cut it around here, but main thing is you want to turn this off because water is gonna start coming out, and if you don't want a mess around the area, get some rags, get some towels, and just put it around the pipe like so, because there's water gonna be gushing out because of pressure. So we're gonna do that. Let's cut this area out, and then we're gonna go from there. But a pro tip: before you shut off the water like this, before you do that, open up one of the faucets anywhere in the house to relieve some of the pressure off the pipes, because you don't want any water bursting out, because there's also pressure into this pipe as well. So you want to turn on one faucet, let the pressure out, and then you want to cut into it. So let's do that and come back.
Yeah, it didn't fully flop. It didn't fully stop.
All right, guys, so we let the pressure out. Now we're gonna cut down here. I have my low profile pipe cutter. I also took off the brace that was on the pipe, because I kind of want to have a little play here. So when I cut into it, I want to pull it out. But let's place this here like so. We're gonna do one round just to see how it's gonna score this, if it's gonna score it or not, if it has issues. All right, so small problem. There's solder all around here, so it's causing this to get jammed up. So we're gonna come down a little bit lower, and this is important to make sure you get, even though we're gonna put some copper down here, I don't want to use too much of the copper, but hey, it is what it is, right? So we're gonna kind of scorch this a little bit like so. Now, have your bucket ready, because once the water comes out, the water's coming out. This is the point of no return, guys. There we go. We got water coming out. We're just gonna go for it because it's trying to release some pressure.
I think you should move the bucket a little.
It didn't cut all the way through, and I don't know why. There we go. Now I'm gonna open this faucet.
Whoa!
This is the water coming out from upstairs all the way down here. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So it's a good idea to have a 5-gallon bucket at least, because you might have a lot of water coming out.
Unpaused.
Alright guys, so we got about 6 or 7 gallons of water that came out of here. Now, there's two things you gotta consider, because now I'm probably gonna cut this short too. We're gonna cut it like up to here somewhere. But there's also water in here, but then I'm gonna show you guys a trick on how to use a straw to get the water out from here. But first, let's get this thing off. So we're gonna apply heat to this. Clear out the area around it. Anything that's flammable, move it away.
Yeah. Is this flammable?
No, that's fiberglass.
It looks very flammable.
Yeah. So you're gonna get your blowtorch and you're gonna apply heat.
They're saying that like people just have a blowtorch going around. I want to hold it.
There you go.
Whoa, it's green.
Yeah.
What makes it green?
So that's out.
What makes it green?
It's the reaction to the heat. So be careful that faucet is hot. You're gonna get your wet towel and you're gonna wipe this clean. As you can see, there's still water dripping, and that's because you know, there's still water in there. So you could use a sandpaper. I use one of these battery terminal cleaners. It has an abrasive piece to it.
What's that do?
You want to clean out the copper pipe as much as you can to include to getting the solder out. So as you can see, it's not taking the solder out, and I want the solder off. So I am gonna get a sandpaper, a piece of sandpaper, sand this down, and you know, because the water's still dripping, go turn off all the faucets. Go close all of them. All the ones you opened up, go close them.
Stop!
You want your faucet to be in an on position when you are about to install it. It's bi-directional, so I'm actually going to install it like this. So if I need to shut it down, I'm going to shut it down like this. So this will sit like so in here. Alright, I'm gonna put some flux on this, see if this is gonna fit. It might just help it slide in. And you can be generous with your flux, because this is what's going to help the solder kind of go inside. Okay, it's not working. So, plan B, I'm going to unscrew this from the regulator, solder these pieces in, then come back and solder the last piece in. It's so annoying when you run into these kind of problems, but hey, it's part of it. I mean, it happens. For some reason, this does not fit in here. Never mind. It heard my cry. It did hear my cry. All right, so we have that there. I am going to get my wet towel, make it a little bit more wet, and you're gonna see why I'm doing that. I am gonna put it over the handles because I don't want the handle to burn as I heat up the brass and the copper. Now, the wire I'm using is 3mm soldering wire. Okay. Now the key is you want to do indirect heat, and basically let the solder without you putting the solder and the flame at the same time. As soon as you put the solder here, it should just melt and go inside the pipe itself, go inside the fitting and all that stuff. That's what the flux does. It kind of helps the solder go in and fill all the gaps while you are heating it up. Okay, so protection, wear eye protection, gloves and all that stuff, all good stuff. So let's get to this, let's heat this up, and let's put some solder on here. And you're gonna come back and put some flux all over it. And it's quick, as you can see, it was so quick. It took the soldering right away. And I want to make sure everything got fed in. I see a spot there. I'm just not too comfortable with it. I'm gonna hit it again with the torch. All right. All right, I got everything. I'm happy with it. Everything seems to be filled up. Be careful, this is very, very hot. Take this off. Clean it up. Like so. Do an inspection. Everything seems to be good to go. We have solder penetration all over. Now we're gonna do the second piece right here. This needs to be hooked up right there. So I'm gonna cut a piece, coupler, all that stuff. But before I do that, I'm gonna shut this off because I'm tired of the water dripping. So, and before we start soldering everything in, I'm gonna turn the water back on, let the water drip out, then get to it. So let me do that. Be right back. All right, you guys remember the straw I was telling you about? Because there's water in here, we're gonna kind of put this in. You're gonna hold it up, create a suction, dump it out, create a suction, dump it out, create a suction, dump it out. So we get rid of that water. So now we're gonna put this guy in. You want to push it all the way in. Give it a little twist. And we're gonna do this again. Apply heat and then give it some solder and it should pull it in.
Put the new valve on.
Put some flux on there.
Ooh,
Check the surrounding, make sure everything's sealed up. We're good.
Paintbrush being melted. Are you going to get the pipes to connect from there?
How?
Yeah.
You'll see right now. All right.
It's a little bit
So
sussy.
now this is hot already. So we're gonna apply flux to both pipes, like so. This is hot, so be careful when you're touching this one because this one's going to be super hot. Because copper transfer heat it's very conductive metal, so the heat transfers very quickly.
So is brass.
So is brass, you're right.
So
So
low specific.
the bottom one has flux on there, so we're gonna put the coupler on like so.
Oh, that's how you
Yep. And then
get
we're gonna
the
grab
blowtorch.
flux. This is still hot. We're gonna let it cool down just a little bit, so because I don't want the flux to melt off on there.
Get the blowtorch. Bubba, you know what you have to do next? Get the blowtorch.
That's right. All right, so it's cooled off enough.
Oh.
Be very liberal with the flux. It goes a long way, guys. All right, so this is the fun part. Now we're gonna have to raise this up enough for this pipe to sit on there.
Get the blowtorch.
Okay. What I'm doing with the pliers is I'm gently kind of moving this so I want the pipe to kind of sit in its place. So we have full contact on both sides. All right, now we're gonna apply heat, give it solder from top and bottom, and that should actually do it. That should be it.
Watch as it fails and everything comes.
Is Bubba down here? Oh, I smell it.
What's for dinner tonight?
Well, it's supposed to be steaks.
Steak?
I just convinced Gabby to go upstairs, start taking off her clothes. I'm like, wait,
Is
we
it
have no
recording?
water.
By any chance?
Mm-hmm. I forgot that we had no water.
Why does that copper look so pink?
That's what copper does. It looks pink. All right, babe, I need you down here.
Mm-hmm.
So when I turn the water on the phone, make sure nothing's leaking. When I turn it on, I need you to close this like this.
How do I know you turned it on?
You'll hear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when it's on,
When it's
You're gonna
on,
hear like a.
yeah.
close it.
Move. I was trying to make a video, but everybody decided to show up.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have your phone?
No.
So we go get mom's
I
phone.
have this phone. I have this.
All right, guys. So we completed the install of the ball valve coupling. It doesn't take too long to do this. This should be done within like probably like 20 or 30 minutes. It just took me a little bit longer because I was filming and, you know, you saw the chaos. um, and you see right here, it got kinked, and that's kind of my fault because I tried to cut this piece out and I don't want to sand it down, so I kind of bent it here. So when I was pushing up on this thing, it kind of kinked it, but it's not a big deal. It's not going to interfere with the water flow. It should be fine. But what I want to show you guys is this, the inside of this, and why this thing wasn't working. So let me show you guys why this wasn't working anymore.
It should be.
All right, so this is the old one, so I'm gonna close it. As you can see, when you close this, it has little, let me actually do it like this. It has this little door that closes up, but the problem is over time this door kind of wears out and it doesn't seal correctly anymore. So the water kind of flows through the above and, you know, all around it, so it doesn't create a good seal, and that's why I was having a problem. Because I'm going to be remodeling my my bathroom soon, I need the water to be fully turned off when I'm doing some pipe work and doing some plumbing work for the shower head and the valve and all that stuff. And I have a tub that I'm removing, so I need to be able to solder, cap, and stuff like that. But I wasn't able to do it if this thing is not fully closing. So this is trash. This is old. This is gonna go to trash by itself, and I'm probably gonna melt this. So stay tuned. This is gonna be a melted part. Yeah. So if you have any questions, if you think I did something wrong, please leave your comments down below. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hold on, let me put my face into the camera. All right, so trash, comment, and subscribe. That's what I got for you guys. If you think I did something wrong in this install or this transformation of the valves, switching it out, leave your comments down below. Let the community know what I did wrong, where I went wrong. Did I have to cut the pipe shorter? Did I have to, you know, whatever you think I did wrong, please let me know and put it in there. And, you know, this way the community actually can use it from your comments as well. Till the next time. Peace out.